check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, we back. Goodfellow Sports TV, and shout out to my brother Jay Calderon Boxing Talk. I'll link his interview with Bob Arum in the description. And Bob Arum pretty much says that the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight can happen in October, and it's an issue over at PBC. But let's talk about it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Won't miss another video, man. And yeah, he says an issue going on in PBC, and it's an obvious issue. All right, and Errol says Sean to be next, but could be a change of plans. And the obvious issue is that they got a budget issue. You know, and the budget issue is that all those guys want top dollar to fight formidable foes. So for Danny and Mikey to get in there, they both want top dollar. Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman to get in there, they both want top dollar. Mikey, Errol, they both want top dollar. Broner, Pacquiao, they both want top dollar. Shit, Luis Ortiz and Wilder, they both could be a pay-per-view fight. Sean Porter, Errol Spence, they want top dollar. So pretty much PBC has a budget problem. And that's why they putting all these fights on pay-per-view, because the networks are not dishing out enough money or willing to dish out enough money to make these fights happen. So when a fight breaks the network budget, which is, if you don't know how it works, the network for a regular, fight, let's say on HBO, okay? We know HBO is gone. The network might say, okay, you want to put on, Joe Calzaghe and Miguel Kessler. I remember watching that fight on HBO back in the day. All right, our budget for this fight is we're willing to pay $7 million for the fight. The promoter say, you know what? I'll give 2.5 to Calzaghe. I'll give, this is just hypothetical. It's not what they got. I'll give 2 to Kessler. That's 4.5 left. That's 4.5. So we basically roughly got about 2.5 left, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to spend, $500,000 on the undercard. We're going to put a bullshit card together. We're going to spend $500,000 on the undercard, or 1.5 on the undercard, however you want to say it. I say half, and I'm going to pocket $2 million. So when a fight, is unaffordable for a network, or they're not willing to pay it, that's when it goes to pay-per-view. And what Bob is saying is that pretty much they got too many pay-per-view fights, and too many fights that's falling on pay-per-view, and it's messing up the budget. All right, so pretty much Sean Porter, Errol Spence was going to be on a regular Fox, and now pretty much it sounds like Sean Porter, Errol Spence want too much money that's breaking the network budget, and they really don't want to do another pay-per-view. So therefore, it may be a chance that Errol Spence may be going over to ESPN, the Top Rank, and letting them handle that budget. Walt Disney got deeper pockets than PBC, Showtime, and PBC Fox. Well, really, Walt Disney is Fox, to be honest. They just don't own the sports part of it. They sold all the regional sports off, and they sold the Fox Sports Network off because that's a monopoly, because they own ESPN already. So right now, it's a possibility, and Bob Arum said and told Jay Calderon, he's a good brother as well too, he says not so fast, that fight can happen in October. And if it don't happen in October, it sounds like, Crawford are going to go ahead and face Kell Brook, and Spencer face Sean Porter. They still saying on Fox, they're not saying regular or pay-per-view. So if that's the case, and they can make that fight happen in October, that'll be the best thing this year got going for it. But that's why you see Deontay Wilder. That's why you see Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. They willing to send Wilder over to Walt Disney or ESPN because they got a bigger budget. They willing to pay more for the fight. You got to pay attention to these type of things. They willing to pay more for the fight. And when you willing to pay more for a fight, you know what I'm saying? You got the budget. That's why Wilder will end up eventually going to the Zone. That's why Wilder eventually will be going to Top Rank, because they have the budget. So if they can make that fight happen in October, that'd be nice. But, more than likely it won't happen. More than likely it's just not going to lay out that way. But if they can make it happen for October, we cool with that. It'll be the biggest event of this year. And Sean Porter can sign a contract and get the winner. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty much, they got too much money that's falling on pay-per-view. And if it don't happen in October, it may be a chance that Errol Spence want too much money that's breaking the network budget. So therefore, it may be a chance that Errol Spence may be going over to ESPN, the Top Rank, because they have the budget. You got to pay attention to these type of things. You know, and that'd be big ups to Errol Spence if that fight happened, man. And that'd be big ups to Terence Crawford. We couldn't say shit else bad about him to this point. They both taking a challenge. And, you know, they say 6 months to build a pay-per-view. So you look at right now, let's say they need the whole month of June to hash things out. So you go July, you know, August, September, October. So, yeah, that's really only 3 months, depending on if it's at the beginning or end of October, to get that fight, to really, you know, get that fight some traction. But, you know, remember Earl said, I'm not going to ESPN. We could do a joint pay-per-view. He said, I ain't fighting on no app. You see how you say you're not going to do something, and it may turn around, you may do it, because he may turn around and fight Crawford on ESPN because they got the deeper pockets. He may turn around and fight Canelo on his own because they offered him $20 to $30 million. You see how I ain't doing this, I ain't never doing this. You can't never say what you would and what you never do, because you don't know what position you might be in the future. You know what I'm saying? You don't never know what position you may be in. You may be in the position of, you know, I'm messed up. You know, I need to go over there and fight. Or I need that $10, $15, $20 million. And that's how life will play you like that sometimes, man. So, really, you got to pay attention. But if the fight happened, man, I'm happy. You know, Sean Porter can sign up and get next. He can have a tune-up, you know, on the undercard. Or he can have a tune-up on another date. But, for the most part, sound like Bob Arum has been in contact. He told somebody else, too, that they, you know, he had talks with Al Heyman. This is like a week or two ago, and said he wasn't going to reveal what was said. And as he shouldn't, keep it behind closed doors. Don't negotiate through the media. And that's the number one thing. We don't want to negotiate through the media. Don't want to piss nobody off. You know, and that's how you really got to sit there and play it. You know, that's how you got to play it. And I ain't knocking him, bro. You know, you really can't knock him. Because they want to get this fight done. And then he didn't take no shots at PBC neither. You know, Jay Calderon was like, you know, PBC got their unofficial tournament. They could attempt to, I'm paraphrasing, they could attempt to go ahead and do that. And Bob was like, oh, not so fast. The fight could happen in October, you know, because, you know, PBC got so many fighters going on pay-per-view, you know, that they fucking up the budget. So they need some relief. And that's what happened. That's what happened. It's always a cause and effect. All right? You learned about that in school. It's always a cause and effect. If you do one action, it's going to have an effect. You do another action, you always got options before you actually do it. And some of us do it in the heat of the moment. So this is the cause. Since Al Heyman wanted to pay dudes top dollar, as prices started to inflate throughout the years, you know, and that's happened. Even though the economy, our pay scale doesn't inflate at the rate as the economy inflates. But in boxing, it don't matter. But Al Heyman had to think about this. If I'm going to pay these dudes top dollar, you know, to fight fucking lower level competition or bums. And when I say bum, I mean not so good. Motherfuckers take, you know, being called a bum, they over exaggerate the whole term. It just means not that good. And now I'm getting 1.5 or 2.5 to fight a bum. All right, you want me to go from fighting, you know, bums and lower level to 15 to number 10 to 15 contenders. All right, I figure if I go into the number one contender fight of the champion, shit, I'm gonna want at least $5 or $6 million. And usually that's the budget for some fights is around $6 to $10 million, $6 to $7 million. So your whole budget is going to one fighter. Okay, what the other champion or the other top contender gonna want? He gonna want at least $4, if he a contender, $4 to $5, $3, $4, $5 million. So you put 3 and 6 together, that's a $10 million budget damn near. Plus you gotta pay the undercard. So what's in it for you? So then we taking it to pay-per-view. And they did it all year, you know, from Keith Thurman to Broner to Pacquiao, Spence to fucking to Mikey, to Thurman and Pacquiao now, and that was to keep Thurman from going over the top rank. And then they gonna come around with Mikey and Danny Garcia, which is not a pay-per-view fight. Then they could have to go around from Sean to Errol. Then they may think about Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder, Leo Santa Cruz, and Gervonta Tank. That's just too many pay-per-view fights. Too many. And all of them should have been regular TV fights. Only pay-per-view fight is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence and AJ and Wilder right now. Those are only 2 pay-per-view fights. But see how regular that'll be regular HBO. Some of these be regular HBO co-main events. And regular HBO main events 10, 15 years ago, now they going on pay-per-view. That's because Al Heyman, he fucked himself up. You know, like I just said, it's a cause and effect. But let me know what you guys think about the situation. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Hellblaze, thehellblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, much more. Website, promo code are both in the description. And don't forget to check out us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Don't forget you can make a donation. That link's in the description. Best way to donate, share the videos, check out the Patreon. And let me know what you guys think about the video. And don't forget our link, Jay Calderon Boxing interview link in the description. He talked about a few things going on with Top Rank. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.